Students, discussion चल रही है about the circuit switch networks. Students, हम लोगों ने discuss किया था कि there are three distinct phases in a circuit switch network. If you want to communicate using a circuit switch network, there are three distinct phases. The first one is the setup phase. The second one is the data transfer phase. And then you've got the connection tear down phase. We'll go back to our example that we've already discussed, and we will try to understand these three phases further using the same example. Students, in the setup phase, as I told you, before the two parties or before multiple parties in this circuit switch network, in our case, party A talking to party M, before they can communicate, they need to reserve their resources. They need to have a dedicated circuit, which is nothing but a combination of channels on a link. They will need to have from A to M, shown by this red path. You will need to have a dedicated circuit, which is nothing but a link with channels on it. So students, the end systems in this particular case, A and M, they are normally connected through this dedicated channels. Students, when system A needs to connect to system M, it sends a setup request. So the first message from A to M is going to be a setup request. Students, once it goes to M, it will include the address of M. So switch 1, and switch 1 will find a channel. This is your switch number 1. This request goes to switch 1 with the address of M. Switch 1 will find a channel between itself and switch number 4. So switch 1 finds a channel here. Students, switch 4 will find a channel between itself and switch number 3. And then in the end, switch 3 will inform system M. So this is the request. Switch 3 will inform system M that the system A wants to communicate. Students, ये थी हमारी setup request. Second case में, we have got an acknowledgement. So acknowledgement, first one is setup request, second one is acknowledgement. So system M sends an acknowledgement back to A to say that it is okay for A to communicate with M. Students, only after system A receives this acknowledgement, only after this process completes, do we go to the next stage, and which is we say that the connection is now established. Once this connection is established, we go to the fourth stage, which is data transfer. So A transfers all its data, and once the data is transferred, we go to the fifth one, which is tear down phase. So students, so tear down does not happen until all the data is transferred, and until all the data is transferred, all of these resources, the actual path between A and M, and all the resources and the channels between the three switches and the switch to the end systems, that remain dedicated. They are not used by any other connections.